Hi, I'm Dr. Patty Mahoney, and I'm from Full Circle Veterinary Care in Johnstown, Colorado, and we're doing a series of videos on things that people ask me about all the time. So it's a bunch of how-to videos, and hopefully you find these helpful. Hi, I'd like to introduce those of you who don't know him. This is my puppy Kevin, and I'm going to show you a concept called a place command today. And what we're going to do with this is to show a dog how to get onto an elevated object. What that does is it gives them a clear picture of what they're getting onto, where they should stay, kind of an implied stay. In a veterinary clinic, it's useful for a lot of things, and I'll show you in just a little bit. We'll go inside and we can put him on a weight scale and show him how to place on that. Certainly, a little bit later we'll show you on a table, and that way I can check his ears or brush his teeth, trim his nails, do things like that. At your house, this is another option. If you're going to a neighbor's house or something and you're going over for dinner, you can put your dog on a place command, and then that way they're out of your way, they're not under your feet while you're in different scenarios. So what you want to do is you want to use an object that's just a little bit off the ground. And at first, Kevin is placed on a number of different things. He's never placed specifically on these before, but the first time that you show them, you just want to encourage them, get a couple of feet up on the object, a couple of feet back off, and then encourage them to get all the way up on an object. Come on, Kevin. Good boy. So you want to stand to the side. You want to use food if you need to as a lure, and then ask him to get up and on this object. Once he gets on it, you want him to sit down on there, and then I should be able to just walk away and do what I need to do, and he should realize that he's staying on a very specific, in a specific place on a specific object, and he's willing to lay down and do that here. Next, I'm going to bring him, this is just a styrofoam cooler, and I'm going to walk him over to this and ask him to place on this object. Kevin, good. Kevin, place. Now, if he was worried about that, then what I would ask him to do is do 1 foot or 2 feet, ask him to come back off of it, and encourage him again until we can get all feet up and where they need to be. And then again, at this point, I should be able to walk away, leave him there, and he understands that he needs to stay on that object until he's released, until he can get off. And the next thing I'm going to take him over to, I'm going to ask him to get off this, and we're going to have him place on a picnic table over here. And again, the same thing, I want to be able to use this as an elevated area that then I can do an exam or do what I need to do with him, and that way he will stay there on this object. So Kevin, good. Kevin, place. Good boy. All the way up. Good boy. All right. So on this, again, same thing. I have the opportunity to do what I need to do. I can lift his feet, I can trim nails if I need to, I can do all those sorts of things. And I like being able to have the option of a picnic table or something outdoors that you can ask a dog to do this with. Again, I should be able to walk away, and that's important, that he kind of has an implied stay. He knows he needs to stay on that object until we release him. Let's go inside. All right, I'm actually going to pretend to be a client. So this is the waiting room here at Full Circle, and this is Kevin, and what we're going to do is, from the things that we did with Place Outside, I'm going to show you kind of a real-world scenario, and I'll pretend to be a client.
Hi there, I'm Shelko. Nice to meet you.
Nice
and
to meet you. This is Kevin.
This is Kevin. All right, let's go get a weight on him back here.
Sounds
Come on,
great.
Kevin.
Hi.
All right, this is our scale. Do you need some help getting him on here?
Nope, he'll be fine. I'll just go ahead and have him place on there. Kevin, place.
Ow.
Good boy. Sounds great. And then if we are in a situation where we're standing here, we're talking, imagine that you're at your house, somebody comes to the door, then we can use place in a real life scenario, and I'll just go ahead and give you the thing here. If, for instance, he was in the way, somebody came to the door, I needed to do something with him, I could easily then ask Kevin to just place. Kevin, place. And I can send him up the stairs. He will place on the stairs and wait for me there until I give him a command to do something different. So again, if I all of a sudden needed to turn and talk to Shoko, or I had my hands full, I had something else that I needed to do, I would have the option of using place in that real life scenario as well. All right, I wanted to show you the place command with a dog that's not done this before. This is Quincy, and so Quincy is going to be our demonstration model. And so I'm going to bring him over to this, and I'm going to ask him to get up on this object, and he did that really well. And I'm going to ask him to go ahead and get off like that. So he did it first with 2 feet. And I'm going to ask him to go ahead and get all of his feet on there. Perfect. Good job, Quincy. Good job. What you want to look for is you want to get a dog that can do this 3 or 4 times in a row consistently, and then they kind of have the idea at that point. We're going to try another object over here. Good boy, Quincy. When they do that, when they try to go around, you just get shorter on the leash here, and then ask him to put a foot up there. Good job. And I'm going to give him a reward for that because that was a little bit nervous for him. Then I'll ask him to get back off. He's like, I kind of like that. Ask him to get on. There we go. Good job, Quincy. Good job.